All right, let's just jump right in. Have you ever really thought about what you're hearing? We all trust our ears, right? But what if I told you that a huge part of what you hear isn't actually there? That your brain is basically a full-time sound engineer, just filling in notes that never even happened. Today, we are going deep on the phantom notes that live inside your head.
And we're going to kick things off with a mystery you've probably run into thousands of times without even realizing it. And it all happens when you're just talking to someone on the phone.
So this is a really fascinating little physics puzzle. A typical male voice has a low fundamental frequency, right around 100 hertz. But the teeny tiny speaker in your phone, it physically can't produce sounds below about 350 hertz. So, how is it possible? How can you hear a deep voice when the speaker literally can't make deep sounds?
And just to be super clear, this isn't about having a cheap phone or a bad speaker. It's a hard physical limit. The foundational low notes, the very thing that makes a deep voice deep, are completely gone. They are not coming out of that speaker. And yet, you hear them. This is our first big clue that your brain is playing a really clever trick on you.
Okay, so here's how the magic trick works. The complete voice signal gets sent to your phone, but the speaker can only play the higher parts, which we call overtones. But here's the thing. Your brain is an incredible pattern recognition machine. It hears that specific blend of overtones and it goes, wait a second, I know that sound. The only way to make that exact pattern is if there's a low 100 hertz note at the bottom. And so, it just creates it for you. It fills in the blank. It is a total ghost note, conjured up completely by your mind.
All right, so to really wrap our heads around how your brain pulls this off, we need to get clear on a really crucial distinction, the difference between the physical reality of a sound wave and, well, our perception of it.
And here is the absolute key. Frequency is just physics. It's a number we can measure in the air. Pitch is psychology. It's the story your brain tells you about that number. This whole missing fundamental illusion works because even when the lowest frequency is gone, your brain is smart enough to reconstruct the correct low pitch.
And the tools your brain uses to do this are called overtones. You see, almost no sound in the real world is just a single, pure frequency. A note on a piano or a human voice is actually a whole stack of different frequencies playing at once. The lowest one, that's the fundamental. And all the higher ones, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times that fundamental, those are the overtones. They're what give an instrument its unique color and texture.
Now check this out. This table really shows you how overtones are put together. They follow this really simple additive pattern, 100 hertz, 200, 300, and so on. That's totally different from octaves, which are multiplicative. They double each time. And you'll notice, while every octave is an overtone, not every overtone is an octave. That specific mathematical pattern is the secret code your brain uses to solve the puzzle of the missing note.
So this whole thing isn't just some weird biological quirk. Nope. It's a principle that engineers and musicians have been using for centuries. Let's take a look at how you can build a truly massive instrument with a little help from a ghost.
You know that feeling when you're in a huge cathedral and a pipe organ hits a note so low you feel it in your bones? You probably look up at those gigantic pipes and think, wow, that's where the sound is coming from. But in a lot of cases, the pipe needed to make that sound isn't even there.
And here's why. To get one of the lowest notes in organ music, a C note at about 16.4 hertz, you need a pipe that is 32 feet long. I mean, that is massive. It's taller than a 2-story house. A lot of churches just don't have the space or the money for something that huge.
So what do the organ makers do? They get clever. They don't build a 32-foot pipe. Instead, they use our old friend, the missing fundamental illusion, to build the sound of that giant pipe directly inside your head. It's a brilliant acoustical hack.
So here's exactly how they do it. They take a 16-foot pipe, which makes the second overtone of the note they want. Then, at the same time, they play a 10 2/3 foot pipe, which makes the third overtone. Your brain hears that ×2 and ×3 pattern together, it recognizes the signature, and it automatically generates the missing ×1 fundamental. You feel that deep 32-foot rumble, even though the pipe for it doesn't exist. Okay, so we've seen how the brain can add a note that isn't there. But what happens when we use these same principles to completely break the idea of up and down? Let's get into some illusions that really start to bend reality.
These things are called shepherd tones. If you've ever seen one of those M.C. Escher drawings of the staircase that's always going up but somehow ends up right back where it started, this is the exact same concept but for your ears. It's a sound that seems to rise forever but never actually gets any higher.
So how on earth is that even possible? Well, the trick is all about playing with octaves. Just imagine a piano that goes on forever in both directions. Now, instead of playing just one A, you play every single A on that infinite piano, all at the same time. Then you play every A sharp, then every B. Each step sure sounds like it's going up, but by the time you cycle through all 12 notes and get back to A, you're just playing the exact same infinite stack of notes you began with.
And the result is absolutely mind-bending. The tone is constantly going up, but the overall pitch never actually changes. It's not moving on a straight line from low to high, it's actually moving in a perfect circle.
And believe it or not, it gets even weirder. There's something called the tritone paradox, where we play two of these circular shepherd tones, one right after the other, and the truly bizarre thing is, people literally cannot agree on what they just heard.
Okay, I want you to listen closely to this. For you, did the pitch of that second note go up compared to the first one?
Or did it go down? The crazy thing is, if we were all sitting in the same room right now, about half of you would swear on your life that the pitch went up, and the other half would be just as certain that it went down. There's no right answer here. Your brain is forced to just guess which way around that pitch circle it should go.
So what does all this mean? I mean, these illusions aren't just fun little audio tricks. They actually reveal something incredibly profound about the nature of hearing itself.
And it really all boils down to this one essential idea. We can measure frequency on a simple, straight line. It's just a number. But pitch, our experience of that frequency, is something so much more complex, something that's actively constructed inside our minds.
We're all taught to think about pitch like a ladder. You start low, you climb high. It's a straight line. But what these auditory illusions prove is that there's this other, hidden dimension to how we hear. Pitch isn't just a line, it can also be a circle. And this really leads us to one final, pretty wild thought. We've just seen how your brain literally invents sounds from thin air just to make the world make sense. It's not a passive microphone, it's an active creator of your reality. So if it's doing that with sound, what else is it creating?